If you want to get more subscribers to your YouTube channel, especially if you're just getting started, if you've never really had a chance to grow and you want it so bad, this video is going to break down a very powerful system that I've used to get to 1,000 subscribers each and every month. And what's really interesting is you might think, well, that's ridiculous and it's kind of stupid for a channel with 160,000 subscribers. But my channel is older and a lot of people unsubscribe. Now I'm so happy to say that this channel is now gaining 700, 800, even as much as 1,000 subscribers every single month. Now, in order to do this, I've really focused on a few core fundamentals that I want to share with you in this particular video. As we approach 2025, we're just days away. In fact, when you watch this, I bet it's 2025. Can I wish you a happy new year? You dig what I'm laying down? By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Brian and I'm really glad you made it. Let's jump in so we can get you more subscribers. As we enter the new year, I don't have to tell you that in 2025, it's really competitive here on YouTube. If you've been struggling to make it happen, the first thing I want to share with you is this. There are really three parts to YouTube success. Number one is the strategy that you leverage as you move forward. Without any strategy, it's going to be really hard to see success on this platform. Number two, the YouTube settings. There are certain settings that can help you to get more views. Settings that can help get you more watch time, which we know that's connected with getting more views. And sadly, still, that's really not enough, which is too bad because most of the videos that I've watched on this platform about growth, they focus on strategy and settings and things like that. And the fact of the matter is there are no settings that are really going to allow you to grow like you want to grow. It happens off of YouTube. There are no settings in YouTube that you can press to grow and get more views. Now, ironically, why are there so many videos about this? Because you keep on clicking videos about these secret settings that will allow you to grow. Now, if people see successful videos on certain topics, other YouTubers are going to copy those exact topics so they can move forward and grow their channel too. The first thing to think about, or I should say item number three, is success happens based on the knowledge of being a content creator. That does not mean using a fancy camera. It does mean knowing how to use the camera you have, understanding the lighting, the settings, what to talk about, the topic you select, when to cut and start again your video, right? If you're doing a take, like for me, I think this video took me about 3, maybe 5 different takes until I got the first take that I felt that's the one I want to go with. It'll help me grow. So I think the first thing to really leverage and understand is that I can't really just press buttons on YouTube in order to grow. I've got to focus on gaining skills. And here's where it gets exciting. Item number one, right, was the strategies that we can use, which in this case, they reduce the competition, making it easier for you to hang in there, see the views and the subscribers and so on. And that brings us to item number three, which is the creator skills, like I mentioned. That's understanding your audience, ensuring that you're really focused on one specific audience that is all after one specific topic. Gaming a certain game, understanding how to perform something, like how to achieve success with gardening or YouTube growth or social media or finance, investing, and more. Video quality, titles, thumbnails, and the big idea, which is really powerful when you combine it with a topic that's proven to do well on YouTube. Your big idea separates your video from all the other videos on YouTube. You see, a great video topic, but sadly with poor execution, never really works out. This is why you see a lot of videos that they don't have any thumbnails and yet they are absolutely crushing it because they have a good topic and they back it up with execution that's on point and pleasing to the viewing audience. Now, at the end of the day, you might think, my videos are great. But if you're not getting the views you desire, the sooner you let go of what you think about your videos and instead you start to focus on how the audience is responding, the better off you'll do. And one of the ways we can do this is to really accept responsibility for our growth and our channel, all the things that we want. And the moment I started doing that is really when I saw a lot of success. I began focusing on the things that can help me achieve that success, and I stopped blaming the algorithm. I stopped saying things like YouTube hates small creators. They don't. It doesn't. They just want to find the right video for the right viewers on YouTube. And then as you really focus on gaining those skills I spoke about and you accept responsibility, and then you pair that with the strategy that can take you so far, that is when you're going to see some really outstanding growth. And that strategy for me really began unfolding in September of 2024 when I came back from Vid Summit. I was so fired up, and one of the things I was focused on was publishing at least one video a week. And I did that for 2 or 3 weeks, and my results, they were awful. The amount of views I was getting was not that much, and furthermore, the views would drop after a few days, and then I wouldn't publish for 4 or 5 more days. So I decided right then to publish a lot of videos, just like a sprint for a season, 30 days. If you do this and you follow this blueprint, I guarantee you'll see more views. But you have to decide, will it be worth it? And if you don't think it is, I would stop immediately on YouTube. I don't think it makes sense to really continue to lacklusterly upload videos now and then, unless you know at some point I am going to get very, very serious about YouTube growth. I'm going to upload more, and or I'm really going to try to pull it together and make the best videos I can. I think once we do that, that is when we grow. So I went to about 3 to 6 videos every single week, publishing. Sometimes I would publish 5, 6, 7 videos in a row. I would take a few days, catch my breath, and I would be back, and I would start the cycle again. Now, as I started to do that, I started to really see opportunity on YouTube in my specific niche. I'm going to talk about what that means, but one of the things that I've realized is it's really, really hard to achieve success with a proven strategy unless you're fully committed to YouTube. And part of that just means watching videos in your niche, targeting your audience. And when I started to do that is when I really started seeing success. And it began with this idea of easy mode, which ironically I published, or I filmed a video that's being edited right now about YouTube is not in easy mode. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter what you think. If you think, yes, YouTube is in easy mode, or no way, and I'm tired of seeing that, it doesn't matter, because YouTube is what it is. That type of video doesn't really help you get closer to the success you desire. It's just talking about YouTube. We need to focus on the fundamentals that I mentioned earlier. And that's why it's so very powerful when we upload often while striving to improve just about 1% with every video upload. And as I started doing this, I thought, I'm seeing videos from other creators on this subject. YouTube is now in easy mode. I made my version, talked about that, and it went 1 of 10, and it was a great performing video, and it got me subscribers, and I was on the path. Awesome. The path of having a powerful strategy. And the backbone of that strategy is to really understand who the top players are in your particular niche, serving your particular audience. And if you're like, well, my channel is really unique and I don't think anybody else is really making videos like me, then you have an audience problem. And the way I like to think about YouTube audiences and your audience is you want to identify audiences that are on YouTube that creators, multiple YouTube creators are serving. And you want to think, there are 5 or 10 channels serving this one audience, and I'm going to be number 11. Then it's truly an audience, it's truly a niche, and you can move forward. And when okay, there are 10, let's say there's probably a lot more than that, 25 channels in this one space, you want to identify the top 5 channels that are serving the audience, that have the views and the channel growth that you want. And as soon as you do that, then you have the opportunity to reduce the competition, because as you see potential video topics, all you need to do is go to YouTube, type in what you think you might include for your video title, and see the channels that show up. Now, if you notice that, say, 3 or 4 of those top 5 channels show up in the top 5 results, don't make that video. And as soon as I started doing that myself, right, I identify a topic, I make the video, because there aren't the big channels dominating that particular topic, is when I started seeing a lot more views. And as I stuck with that more and more, the views kept coming in. Now, part of the idea of this is we're publishing more. How do we do that? Well, first off, by just publishing more, you're going to get better, you're going to get faster, you're going to understand how to make your videos. And we want to let go of perfectionism, but I need to warn you, you have to improve your videos video by video. What I like to do is look back at how my videos are evolving every month on YouTube. And as I begin to do that, it's really clear if my strategy is working or not. Because if my videos aren't getting better, visibly better, I can see the improvements, and people are making comments like, hey, Brian, I love the multi-camera angle thing you're doing. It's really creating an engaging experience. Or, Brian, I really love your lighting. You had a lot of beautiful lighting over the years, but this is top notch. That's when you know that you're making improvements. So by all means, don't get hung up on perfectionism, but it's not a license to just publish anything and then blame the algorithm. We have to be making small improvements along the way. Now, by the way, this works really, really well, because when we do a search for a particular topic and keyword phrase and or video title we're going to use, YouTube will send out your video once you make it to the home pages of all the people that have watched videos based on that same subject. So imagine that YouTube easy mode topic I mentioned. Imagine 10,000 people that have watched videos on that topic recently. All those 10,000 individual viewers, those people, are likely to see my video on YouTube, especially if my video does well with the metrics that truly matter. That's average view duration and CTR. That's it. Now, here's some secret sauce. If people subscribe, that just is one more signal that viewers love your video. One of the things I did on this video is I did drop in the overlay of, hey, subscribe, click the like button, and so on. And I did that as I introduced myself. That is a great way to really prompt people to say, hey, you should subscribe if you like what this channel is about. And people should be able to figure that out quickly and easily by just going to your channel page. Now, here's what I noticed. These particular topics, when they do well in browse, the algorithm is pushing your video to the home pages of all the viewers who have watched similar videos to yours in, say, the last 30 days. Well, that is really powerful, and it can get me views for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, but the views die down. And I'm so proud and excited and happy to show you this particular graph. This is a graph of a video that's continuing to get more and more views every single day, to the tune of over 250 views in one single day, which doesn't sound like a lot. But the video now is one of my top performing videos over the last 90 days. because a video that gets close to 200-300 views every day, those views really add up. And how did I achieve that? By targeting YouTube search. And it gets even better because half of the time, it's really about 40% of the time, I'm going to target the method where I'm looking for topics that smaller channels in my niche, in my space are publishing, and then I make my version. And then another 40% of the time, I'm going to make a video that targets YouTube search. Now, I just got this comment and I love this. It's like, wow, this works. Your video came up #1 and I targeted YouTube SEO. And for whatever reason, my audience has always responded to that particular topic. Now, you might not have really dug it or watched it if you're a subscriber or a returning viewer, but enough people have from my viewing audience, and those videos have done well. So this is another video that's now getting 50, 60 views every single day, and they add up, like I said. Imagine what would happen if you had 10 videos that each drove 200 views a day. Well, that would be 2,000 views every single day. And what's amazing is typically once you rank in YouTube search for a given keyword phrase, it's really hard for another creator to come along and pop you out of the rankings. Now, what that means is it's hard to rank in YouTube search. Here's what's interesting. I think I have maybe 3, maybe 4 videos that are ranking in YouTube search, and I've probably published 15 or 20 targeting YouTube search in the last year. Does that mean that my methods don't work? I'm just talking fluff? No, I believe in what I teach 100%. Because, and this is what most people don't get, it's really those engagement metrics that I mentioned earlier. So there are some tips and tactics that we can use to rank in search, and part of it is just understanding how competitive it is for a given keyword phrase on YouTube. The second step is just getting a good click-through rate and getting people to watch longer. Now, there are some really powerful strategies that we can leverage to do just that. However, one of the things to consider is that you're going to try this method to rank in search, and it's not going to work. And the moment you say, it doesn't work, and those damn gurus or YouTube hates me, is the moment that you kind of put another brick in the wall of it's not going to work for me personally. And that makes me sad. Because the fact of the matter is, it's just so bloody competitive in 2025. Doesn't mean it won't work for you, does mean that you need to step up to the plate, publishing 20 videos before you expect one to blow up. And right there, that just eliminates a huge percentage of YouTubers. Truly. And if you follow the blueprint that I'm laying out right now, and you really think to yourself, well, what is it about my videos that would cause viewers to click off? What is the biggest thing? Like, I know a lot of YouTubers, they don't have a voiceover. Now, what's interesting is I think if you create your own voiceover or you appear on camera like I am, 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 camera, 4, not yet, but maybe one day I'll do 4 cameras. But once you appear on camera and you practice your delivery, then over time it becomes an asset, really creating something that only you can create here on YouTube. Now, I want to encourage you to do that, to face your fear, because I promise you it gets so much easier as you step in front of the camera or the microphone and you make that video in front of the camera. And that's the kind of thing that you can do to improve your results. For me, it was not paying attention to the fact that my thumbnails were really old, and I needed to update those thumbnail images. It's easy to take, photos from a professional photographer and use them again and again because they look great. But if my viewing audience has seen them again and again, well, then I'm not creating anything new, and I'm in a very dangerous place. Now, this fall, I decided that I have to address the fact that I need better thumbnails and I need to work on my video titles. And the result is my CTR has gone up, and that's one of the things that for me, I needed to focus on. I needed to improve. But what about you? You know, I published a question to my community tab not too long ago. What do you need? People were like, more views. I'm like, come on, man. And I say this with love and respect. But of course you want more views. But what do you need to get the views? Well, I need people to watch my videos longer. I need to come up with better, compelling titles and thumbnails. I need to be able to come up with editing styles and engaging techniques that will allow me to achieve success with CTR, with average view duration, with better lighting, with all the things that I know will lead to success in time. Because success doesn't happen Well, there it is. This camera angle just ended, and I think I'm going to end the video right there. Check out the video on the screen right now. You dig?